Hey, everybody, it's Chris Elmore with another edition of the Service Contractor Radio Show, brought to you by Service Excellence Training, where we turn learning into earning.
It looks like
I got it all out in one mouthful that time.
It looks like you have a lion hat.
Or a halo.
Never.
Or a halo. Look, you can see.
Or more like, hey, that's low.
That's stupid. So what we're attempting again this week is the video podcast. First time we tried it, I forgot to push play on the video. Amazing. Second time we tried it, everything was going good, but the audio flaked out halfway through.
Is that the international sign for flake out?
I didn't think that was unconscious. I didn't mean to do that.
Kind of jazzy fingers.
But basically what happened was the recording device that we were using, the batteries went dead in it. So today I'm going to use a technical term. We're piped straight into the computer.
Oh, we're piped in.
We're piped in. Yep.
Was that a shout
And
out?
we're shirt brothers. We're in the same color Service Excellence Training shirt today. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. So what we're going to attempt to do is have, the computer's plugged in. So it's charging. The soundboard's plugged in. Microphones are plugged in.
It says recording.
Sound check. That says recording. We did a sound check, so we know we're good. Are you sure?
I think so. I don't know if I'm mentally or physically prepared to do this again.
It's been so exhausting.
Right? So draining.
So if you remember 2 weeks ago now, because I think Todd and Brandy and Brandon and James did last week's podcast.
All four of them?
Yeah. Which I'm sure you listened to.
I heard it, and they needed 4 people to cover our 2-man podcast.
I don't know. I don't know if they did or not. Anyway, they covered holiday season stresses and things like that. So we're going to get back to our series, which we introduced a couple weeks ago on the non-video video podcast.
Non-video video.
I like that.
I like that
That's
too.
a good way. So today what we're going to talk about is the first in the series, which is where we break down press play. We're going to talk about prepare. That's the first P in press play.
Being prepped.
Are you good? You good with that?
I think with a little bit more go juice.
Okay, Bang is not a sponsor of the podcast, but they could be, as you well know. So,
Pina Colada.
The CEO of the beverage company that owns Bang, whatever your name is, I know you're listening.
It's probably 50 Cent.
You can sponsor this podcast for a very, very low $1 million.
And a lifetime supply of Bang.
How does it go?
$1 million.
$1 million?
Did you just do hook 'em?
I couldn't do that because Shaka
That's
bra.
drink.
No, that's Shaka.
No, that's drink.
No, this is drink. That's Shaka.
What's Shaka?
Shaka bra. It's like a surfing thing. You don't know that?
Never heard of that in my entire life.
Oh, well, see, that just shows how much you know.
I used to surf when I was
when you had frosted tips.
When I had frosted tips.
And you were a child actor in California.
Don't air quote child actor. I was a child actor.
Air quotes. Child actor.
Down.
I know. I'm air quoting child actor.
I was in a commercial.
Let me see if I have the.
I was in.
Let me see if I have the headshots.
They're glorious. I was just a cute as a button.
I don't know.
I do know.
I don't know. I have the Elmer Fudd picture,
which is once again totes adorbs. Do you have a folder of me on your phone?
I need to keep track of all of them.
Yep. Entitle it "Guy I Want to Be Like."
No. Or look at this fool.
Did you say fool?
Fool.
And you did the head shake thing.
I did.
While you're doing that,
I can't find the headshots, but they are absolutely glorious. I will find a way to get them into the public eye. But here's one. I like this one. I gotta go with probably Loudermilk as The Rock. I'm showing it on the video.
Or
if you can see.
Or that's me without my Service Excellence shirt on.
That's definitely not you. That's you as The Rock. Anyway, let's talk about prepare. Well, first, what's the update? You and I just came back from an epic hunting trip.
Oh gosh, 7th annual. We go every year about the 1st of December. Schuyler, Nebraska.
Which is not, it's spelled different.
Schuyler.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you.
Right up here.
That's crazy. But yeah, Schuyler, Nebraska, which is a population of what?
800.
And
they're all ducks.
Well,
now 700 since we've been there.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did. But we do it every year. We go with our good friend Kevin Cargile, who owns a franchise air conditioning business up in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
And this place is ridiculous. And if you're not into hunting, Terry Barrett, go ahead and mute it for a minute.
No, actually, Terry should listen to this.
Terry should listen to this. Terry
Barrett.
We're looking at you, man.
3 days of duck and goose hunting, and then 1 day of pheasant and chucker hunting.
That was awesome. But when we go, these guys have been hunting together since they were in like
high school,
middle school or something. I mean, since they were 12 or 13 years old, and they're in their 70s now.
Yeah, so 60 years.
They've been hunting around the same land for probably 50 years.
Right.
They've had this duck camp for 40 some odd years. And this cabin, where one of the places there on the property, there's 3 places to stay. One of them, the main house, has got pictures and mounts of things that are just unbelievable. And the sad thing is when those guys go away, that's probably all going to go away.
Into my house.
So every year we go, we count it lucky because we don't know if we're going to go next year because that may not be there.
Yeah.
The hope is obviously that it will be. So we're planning to go again next year. And we'll probably always kind of keep this tradition of doing something like this.
Because it's fun. It gets out. You recharge the batteries. We have 30 plus pounds of duck meat that we're turning into jerky. Do you know that?
You told me you were going to do that, but I'm going to get some pheasant breasts because I'm going to cook those.
Yeah, but you'll also get some
duck jerky.
Duck jerky.
Okay.
Which is like candy.
Yeah, but let's face it, jerky is really just
dried
meat. And it only tastes like what you put in it.
Dried meat.
It tastes like what you put in it.
Yeah.
So if you want it to taste like candy, you just make it taste like candy. It's not going to take anything. It tastes anything like duck.
Freaking
no.
Freaking Martha Stewart over here.
No.
When's the last time you made jerky?
Ray.
When's the last time you made jerky, Rachel?
The last time I
never. But you know what? That's a good intro to being prepared.
Ooh,
because
is it?
Bob.
Wow, that is crazy.
Segue. Thank you. Bob, kind of the leader of the bunch, if you will, the guy that runs the outfit.
Is he the leader of the flock?
The Flurkin flock.
You see what I did?
The Flurkin flock.
Okay, yes.
Talk about being hyper prepared.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, everything to the last detail is thought out. Now, I will tell you guys, the duck blinds have dish TV in them, and they're heated.
Yeah, they're heated, and they have satellite TV. So
that's being prepared, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. However, I do want to point out that they're old, like tube-type TVs in some of them.
Maybe that's what we bring as a gift.
They're not
next
flat
year.
screens. No. He's got to pick the stuff that goes in that.
That's true.
You know where that? If you take Bob some TVs, you know where they're going to end up, right?
In B's house?
No, they're going to end up in his bathroom, in his bedroom, at the camp, and then at his house.
That's true.
And they're going to have Sharpie things like push this button to turn on. Don't forget to turn off. Right?
More Sharpie things written than I can ever imagine.
Oh my gosh, Sharpie everywhere. But he is prepared. I will tell you that. So we're sitting in the blind, and some guy goes, "Hey, I need some wire to fix this." He goes, "I got some." And he pulls out his grandma's purse of a blind bag.
It's beat up from the feet up.
For the last 50 years, and he's got everything in it.
And he had baling wire.
And duct tape, which fixes everything.
Wait.
Yes.
Duct tape in a duck blind?
I see what you did. I did it unconsciously, so I must have the power to do these things unconsciously. So I'm sorry for everybody who just had their mind blown. But let's talk about being prepared.
Okay.
Because we don't want to keep these guys all day.
Do you want to stare at that all day?
I'm not staring at it. I'm checking the levels.
There's no levels.
Nobody knows that but you and me.
Okay, look at all those levels.
So let's talk about prepare. So it said when we talk about being prepared, we have an acronym for it. We call it M.A.G.I.E.
M.A.G.I.E.
M.A.G.I.E. And so the first letter, M, stands for mindset. And so my thing, when I'm teaching this, what I always bring up is the quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. Now, I think Henry Ford said that. I don't know. I should know, but I don't. But I think that's Henry Ford.
Whether you think you can
or you think you can't, you're probably right. And that's just a mindset thing. If you think you can't do something, you probably can't do it. If you think you can do something, you probably can. But
I'm speechless.
Well, your mind's blown still. You get your mind blown a lot. Just so I want to point out.
I'm excitable.
You just get your mind blown a lot. Anyway.
Because I have a hunger for knowledge in life.
I think you have a hunger for life. I wouldn't go so far as to say you have a hunger for knowledge. I think every once in a while,
I learned on
maybe
accident.
you get
I learned on
paid for
accident.
No, but you got to, that to me, mindset controls a lot of it. And you're a perfect example of this because,
Thank you.
well, let's face it. I mean, you're one of the most positive people out there, except when you get grumpy.
Which does happen every once in a while.
Every day. Except when you get grumpy.
But I would agree I'm ultra positive,
Yeah.
sometimes obnoxious.
And what do you call the little things? What you are emitting what?
Positrons.
Positrons.
If you emit positrons, the negatrons will be eaten by the positrons.
What about the megatrons?
That is actually what I am. I am actually Megatron.
So, but mindset plays a big part. And, you guys have probably all been around techs or salespeople, people working in the office. You might have managers or whatever, that everything is negative all the time. This call is going to be the worst. These people are going to be the worst. This system's going to be the worst. And traffic's going to be the worst. And everything's just going to be terrible.
The worst.
It's all the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They're right. They're right from their perspective.
Tom Ford said that.
What?
Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Who said that?
Tom Ford. He's a fashion designer.
You mean Henry Ford, the car maker?
Or Tom.
I'm sure some guy named Tom has said that before. But said in this is who originated it. I think it was Henry Ford.
Okay.
So you got to be, so being prepared first and foremost is attitude.
Well,
right?
the mindset of, and I can tell you guys my mindset, and there's definitely a difference between confidence and arrogance. But my mindset when I walk into a home, or my mindset when I'm training or anything, is always, I'm going to win. And here's the thing, even if you don't win with a high average ticket or a club or whatever your metric you're measuring is, as long as you learn from what happened on that call, you are #winning.
Yeah, and to carry that on, if that's the attitude you have with it and you are at least getting a lesson from it, you can't help but get better.
And mindset is one of those things where you can have a lot of head trash, right? Maybe you learn something new and you're trying to implement it. I want to give a shout out to one of my dudes, CJ Barber.
CJ.
CJ's awesome. Probably one of the more techie.
CJ is awesome.
He is. M.A.G.I.E.
He is.
In Escondido, California. That's how you have to say it.
Oh, wait. They don't have a nickname like the Deed or something?
I'm sure they do, but I'm not cool
The
enough
dough.
for them to tell me that Dido.
The Escon.
Where are you from? I'm from the Dido.
I'm from the Dough.
We're starting it. You're welcome, my guy.
Escondido. Entire city.
But he called me like, I don't know, 9 months ago. And he was like, dude, my last 2 weeks have just been straight trash. I don't know what the heck has been going on. And I 10 cupped him.
You had to take his change from his left pocket and put it in his right?
Yeah, I'm like, what's up, man? Romeo, you take your left and you put your
Rome's, you want to get a handle on that guy?
You put your, your tea and I was talking to him and I'm like, dude, this is just head trash. You were one of the more talented guys I've ever worked with. And, I was talking him through stuff and the next day and next week and months, he just started annihilating again. And part of it was because his mindset was just a little bit jacked up.
So when you say 10 cup, what you're talking about is from 10 cup when he's on the driving range.
Yeah, and he's like, take your change from your right
it.
Pocket, and he's got the yips.
Yeah, he's got the yips, and it's all up here. It's not in the ability. It's not in his physical stuff. It's all up here in the head. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. That happens. And you know what? If you walk into a call, and it's easy for you to have that attitude, right? You can have a good attitude in the morning. When you get up, you go in, you love the people you work with. You have a great, super awesome training session, especially if I train you.
You pointed to the wrong person.
If we train you, you had a super awesome. If we train you.
I see you were doing.
Yes. If Set trains you, you had a super awesome training. Then you're positive and everything. But it's very easy to be fooled by the things you see and opinions you have. And that's the head trash. You pull up on a house and it's in a decent neighborhood and they've got a car in the driveway that clearly doesn't run and they haven't cut their grass in a while. It's easy for you to think, oh, these people don't have any money. So that kind of stuff, being prepared also means having an open mind and it's all that goes with it. Knowing you can learn more stuff and thinking it could be different than what you see in front of you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Which peels me into the A in M.A.G.I.E.
Uh-oh.
Another segue.
I mean, what's with the segues?
Segue today? Bombs. My neck looks really muscular. Look at that. Anyways.
Are you in the rut?
Hey, everyone, come look at me. Come see how good I look.
No, don't do that.
Your appearance. So,
wait, are you going to say that people judge you by how you look?
They wear judgy pants.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's anything that Terry Barrett hates more than hunting,
yeah,
it's judging.
And he'll say, Elmore, I seen it.
I seen it.
They judge.
Whether you want to or want to.
Or my favorite is when he says his manager's name.
What's his manager's name?
Bill.
Beal.
But he says Beal.
Well, that's a Southern thing. Our first names have 2 syllables in them in the South. Crius.
But,
anyway.
But appearance, it's not just the way you look. It's the way you smell. And my big bugaboo, and you guys may have heard this. No, I smell good. My big bugaboo is vehicles. And then, guys, I'm a realist. I know sometimes you get super slammed and you can't keep track of the stuff.
The weather snows and you got road salt.
Or maybe you got a big freeze and, electricity's going out or pipes are bursting. You guys are just slammed. I get it. But take pride in the inside of your vehicle. I wrote an article a while back.
Hold on. What? Take pride in the inside.
Trademark that. Take pride in the inside, but keep it all clean. Customers are judging you by the way that you look, the way that your hand tools even look. If you smoke, carry Febreze or switch to vaping. If you dip, don't. And I saw this probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. A tech walking across my neighbor's lawn gets this cliffhanger out of his mouth. And he grabs it and he slams it on the grass, and you can see it just go
everywhere.
And then he takes his finger and goes like this, wipes it on his neck. He had
was there a tattoo there?
He had dip au on his neck.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Carry a toothbrush if you dip.
Because people, you know what? We're talking about odor, and people don't realize sometimes
that they stink.
That they do, especially if you've been working in the heat.
Ooh.
And you're sweating. Hey, and sometimes in the wintertime, if you're wearing a jacket and you're working outside or you're working inside and it's cold, you may not think it, but some people get pretty ripe. If you like to party on the weekends, sometimes if you drink some beer or whatever you eat, it doesn't even have to be beer. I mean, if you drink a lot of bangs or you eat a lot of garlic or whatever for a meal the night before, and
pay attention to
that, just pay attention, because I can tell you now that my wife, God bless her,
the best ever.
She's awesome. If we get somebody coming in the house and they smell,
done.
That's what she'll remember.
Done.
No matter how good a service or how nice they were, that's what she'll remember.
And even if the client needs or wants something that you have, if you stank, do they want you around to do it?
They're not going to give you the time of day to talk about it. So, but then also, we're not going to get into the facial hair debate here. No, we're not. And tattoos and piercings, all that stuff is becoming more acceptable than it was, say, 30 years ago. I mean, I worked at companies where you couldn't have any facial hair, no visible tattoos. If you had piercings, you were weird. We weren't going to hire you.
The gentleman plumbers, every single one of their guys is absolutely clean shaven.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the gentleman plumbers in Calgary, Alberta, and Canada.
Where it's so cold.
And Canada.
By the way, did you know, fun fact, you were talking about beards and tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a tattoo of a beard.
Really?
It's good to.
No, not at all.
If you have a beard, be clean shaven. Don't look like Uncle Si from Dynasty.
Well, definitely, because that's like a thing now, apparently.
Yeah.
So, Bolden Brothers, shout out to the crew there, Lexi, Tim, Sam, Matt.
They have like 50 people.
All the other guys and gals. When you walk out into their warehouse from their tech room, they have a sign up. It says, if you have facial hair, it has to look like this. And they've got pictures, I think, of Jake Gyllenhaal and a couple other guys.
Me.
Not you, for sure. That's on the con side, like the bad side, that don't look like this side.
The contest winner.
So they have pictures, the visuals, because some people just really don't know what it means to be, well-groomed or whatever.
Well kept.
Yeah. So give them some visuals. If you have tattoos, you're probably going to want to start off with them covered up. But ultimately, that stuff is up to the company. But what we know, and any of this stuff, press play, any of the principles that you ever get taught about customer service or sales, none of this is a silver bullet. None of this is a make or break.
No.
I mean, you could probably point to a few things, but definitely this isn't. So a lot of times what we're doing is we're doing things just to get an incremental chance, a small percentage chance better of getting the job or making the sale or making the relationship. And what happens is any of these little things you can do add up to big when you put a bunch of them together. So let's say having a visible tattoo gives you a 3% less chance of getting the job. If you're okay with that, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But what if it gives you a 3% better chance? Wouldn't you want to take that? What about removing your piercing does that? What about being clean shaven versus having any kind of beard? I don't know what these numbers are. I'm just saying that there's things that you do that could give you a better chance. And I don't know that you have a better chance if you don't have a beard or whatever, but that's something you just have to experiment with. You have to try it. And, you know, even if we were to go further into press play, even the way we introduce ourselves when we come into a house, that's done in a specific way because it gives us a percentage better chance. And it's the same thing. We can talk about it, any of our principles, and you know, we talk about practice and things like that. You know, Tiger Woods, there was this thing, I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, about how he outdrove Justin Thomas the other day. And he trolled him about it on social media. So does Tiger Woods need to hit 1,000 balls a day?
No,
he doesn't. But does he?
Probably. Do you know what his new nickname is? Cheetah.
That's funny.
Dad joke.
So the thing is he doesn't hit 1,000 balls a day because it's going to make him a winner. It's going to keep him a small percentage ahead of the next guy.
Right.
And that's what he needs to do it. So a lot of this stuff. So the way you look is going to say a lot about what you do. And people judge you by your appearance and the things that you're associated with.
No doubt.
Like this Peanuts cup that has Charlie Brown that says good grief. You may judge me by drinking out of this.
I most certainly am.
And you are a jerk for doing that because that's Charlie Brown.
That is Charlie Brown, which leads me.
Segue, go for it.
Even a better segue.
Go for it.
The G in M.A.G.I.E, which would be, what's your goal? With that cup, your goal is to show everyone, I'm a widow baby.
I thought you were going to go with Charlie Brown's goal is to kick the football, but Lucy keeps jerking it away right before he comes up to it.
Lucy was a jerk, wasn't she? She was a bully, but she was like an OG bully.
She was like a chameleon bully.
A bully.
All right, that's nothing. So let's talk about goals. So when we're on a service call, there's 3 parties involved, you, the customer, and the company. Everybody has a very similar goal, which is let's fix it right for a reasonable price. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. You as a tech, fix right at a reasonable price. The company, fix right at a reasonable price. Customer, fix right at a reasonable price. We may disagree on what a reasonable price is, but the goal is still there. So there's also other hidden goals that happen just because of the characteristics of the call. If I send you out on a call where they don't have a membership, what's the goal?
They're going to be up in the club.
Yeah, they got to get up in the club because everybody.
Look at you. That's adorable.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Hey.
On the benefits of a membership.
So where's the air horn? Pew, pew, pew.
I'll leave that for you to do.
Yes.
See, if I get a sound effects board, you can't do that.
Yes, I can. I can mash the tar out of that button.
That would happen.
Right in the middle of you talking.
There's obviously goals like they need a membership. If you're HVAC and plumbing and you're on a water heater system that's over a certain age, we recommend replacement only if it's actually a benefit to the customer. And so we have these goals based on the characteristics of the call. So those can conflict because does the customer want to spend any more money than they have to?
Most people, no.
No, they don't. They're already in that forced buy, that anxious, stressful, frustrating time where if you're out there for a trouble call of any kind, that's the emotions they have. It's already negative. And so what you have to do is realize that there's some conflicting goals, but there are goals because we've got to make money on the job. We've got to get memberships. We've got to turn leads. We've got to have good closing average, good average ticket, all those kind of things. And so with those type of goals, now we segue.
Oh, not segue.
Segue. We segue. We segue. We stay in the segue.
We steady segue. You want to know what my goal is?
What?
You ready for this? If you're watching.
I have cola.
Client for life.
I thought you were spelling cola.
Or we could go too legit to quit or cut it out.
So,
I want a client for life.
Right. Okay. So
I want them to call Service Excellence and specifically ask for me. I want them when I'm in their home. I want them to remember me 2 years later when they have another issue and say, I'm calling XYZ company and Chris is going to be the only person that I let touch my plumbing, my heating and cooling, my electrical, my roof, whatever. That was always my goal and continues to stay. I want a client for life. And
so you stay wanting a client for life.
I stay wanting a client for life. And I can tell you how I do that.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if we have enough time.
With integrity.
There you go. Let's look at the segue. I love it. But yes, you have to act with integrity, because if you have conflicting goals, then you can potentially have some issues. So, Chris, let me ask you this. Do we ever teach or train or tell anybody to sell things to a customer that they don't need?
No, sir.
Do we ever teach, tell, or
use
promote
your words
manipulation to get people to buy things?
Nope. No doom and gloom, no force. No, you have to do it today. There's enough of that garbage in our industry, and you can be a gazillion times more successful by doing it the right way. And I can tell you, integrity is the only thing that you can take away from yourself. Nobody else can take away your integrity. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because I don't think we really need to.
No.
But when you do the right thing, the money will come. That's been proven over and over and over and over and over again.
And by doing the right thing, too, acting with integrity doesn't mean just being honest with the customer and all the things you do and all that. But it also means doing what you're expected to do.
I would say more than expected.
Okay, fair enough. But
yes,
but if you're one of those techs or salespeople that are out there thinking, I'm not going to do this because this will make me look silly, or I'm afraid to do this because I might overwhelm the customer, even though the people who pay me are expecting me to do this.
Oh, they're scared.
And they're scared.
Don't be scared.
You like doing that voice, don't you?
Yeah, I'm so scared.
Okay, well.
I'm done.
Yeah. You sure?
Just a little scared.
You remind me of the Mike Myers on Saturday Night Live kid with the helmet on, with the leash on.
I'm hyperglycemic, hyperactive. I'm a hypo.
That's the one. That's perfect. So, I see this a lot where guys get afraid to do the things that they're supposed to do or they need to do, and so they don't do them and they justify them. But the reality of it is that's not acting with integrity. If you're saying you're doing something and you're really not.
You know, that reminds me of a conversation that I had with my good pal, Snoop Dizzle, Snoop Lion,
good old Snoop Dizzle.
He said, "Don't be nervous, Loudermilk. Be at the service."
I got nothing on that one. I'm sorry, everybody.
Stumped him.
So
speaking of not being nervous, being at the service leads me to explore.
That's the worst. That's the worst of them all, because it doesn't. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Part of acting with integrity, though,
is not putting on your judgy pants and saying
is checking everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, I love Johnny Super Tech when he's, oh yeah, look, I can diagnose this fast.
I knew what it was before I pulled in the driveway because of this neighborhood and the type of system they have here.
Yeah. Do everything that you're supposed to do. And that ties back to integrity, but exploring every opportunity as it's the same. I can't tell you how many times, and I could probably rifle through my phone and find just a couple from last week where texts are like, hey man, I went into this was one from last week. I went into a hoarder's house. Guy said it was absolutely disgusting. Lady had 15 cats, 10 dogs. He said, this is all via text.
They're a hoarder.
And they're a hoarder.
Okay.
And he said, I was going to write it off. He said, I was going to write it off. It was my last call of the day. But for whatever reason, I was like, he said, for whatever reason, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give him the same service.
Right.
The lady ended up investing in like a $5,000 indoor air quality package because she fostered those pets. Those weren't hers. And she cared more about the pets than she did her own health.
And again, we go back to judging people by appearance, and you're going to do it too. Having an open mind, the mindset, right, of being open-minded so that when you go into that hoarder's house with 15 cats and 12 dogs or whatever,
10.
that you're not, 10, is it just 10? 12 dogs is different.
Yeah.
So, you get to 10 dogs, you go to that 11th, the 12th, forget about it.
What about people with 3 dogs?
Oh my gosh, 13? That's crazy.
Well, here's what I can tell
blown.
you. Here's what I can tell you about exploring every opportunity. And I don't know, this isn't judgy pants. This is just kind of some of the things I've seen throughout the year. It seems like to me, the houses that you pull up to that are 6,000 square feet, benzos in the driveway,
Mm-hmm.
it seems to me that those are the ones that go back and forth on price the most. And the houses that you roll up to and the immediate thought is the CSRs hate me. Why are they sending me this crappy house? Those are the people that are loosest with their money.
Absolutely. Well, and we can make generalizations about that because I think they're true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, if you experience something over and over and over again, a high percentage of the time, it's probably going to happen, or there's a chance of it. So the main thing is that if you stop with the first thing you find, if you don't check everything, you are not doing the job the client's paying you for. And you as a professional, why would you ever walk away with something with a question? I used to have I worked for a guy who used to say, if you question your work is questionable. You like that?
Tom Ford again?
Not Tom Ford. Bill Brasky. Bill Brasky.
That son of a burp.
So that to us is how you're prepared. You have the right mindset, the right attitude, goals. You have act with integrity, and you explore everything.
Teamwork. That
makes the
weird.
Dream work.
That felt weird.
Yes, it did feel weird.
You know what my wife says? Look, let's summarize this. Well, my wife was in the Marine Corps, and she says, and also Snowman says this a lot too. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Boom.
Boom. Wow. You know who said that?
Tom Ford. Good old Tom.
No. Bill Franklin.
His brother Ben was pretty famous too.
I never heard of the guy.
All right. So, as always, if you need help with this or anything else that we do,
holler at me on my cellular device at 254-723-7459 or my email, Chris, CHRIS at servextra, SERVEXTRA.com, which is also our website, www.https.
Don't do that. www.servextra.com.
Ooh.
Okay. If you need me, 254-733-7109.
Or 1-800-JERK.
254-733-7109 or Elmore, ELMORE at servextra.com. And here's the thing you need to know, and I'm going to open up the old Google box here.
Oh, I know it. Come at us January 20th.
There you go.
Through 22nd for the tech or sales program. And the 23rd and 24th, they're going to be the CSR series and also the manager series, which are hashtag molten lava fire mountain hot.
Hot rocks of knowledge falling right here.
Pop rocks?
I'm throwing rocks tonight, dude.
We should do a podcast with pop rocks.
No. Oh, you mean every time we talk, we put someone around?
Yeah.
I don't think we'll do that. Anyway, that's our upcoming classes. And you know what? We stay doing.
Get it, girl.
At Service Excellence Training, Chris.
We turn learn it into earning.
I hope you enjoyed our first ever real actual video podcast. If you're just listening to the audio portion of this, we'll have a link up for the video. And why wouldn't you want to look at us while we do this?
No reason not to.
There's no reason at all. All right, so we'll see you next time with relationship. Peace.